Hello everyone and welcome to today's matchup between the Durham Lords and the University of British Columbia, Okanagan, and the Heat. As we get ready for more CCSA Softball National Championship competition. Justin Prince with you as we are underway for the top of the first inning between these two squads, the Heat and the Lords. Opening count of this respective matchup, 1-1. Up at the plate is Casey Wright. Wright playing in center field, followed by the catcher, Kello. Bobbled in and in for a base hit to lead things off for this matchup. Quick base hit for Wright. Wright had a solid matchup earlier with 2 hits to start off the tournament's play in Pool A. Meanwhile, the bunt attempt from Cassidy Kello is called out at first for the first out of the inning. Routine play made to the pitcher for today's matchup, Emily Glendening. Shall be matched up now with Taylor Rosler up at the plate. Rosler, today's opposing pitcher for UBCO. Bouncing to the backstop, the runner moves up to third. Runner in strong scoring position with 1 out here early in this one. Already to conference on the mound, Glendening, and her 12th appearances in the OCAA throughout the campaign. 10 starts, 9 into the record, 8 complete games, 80 strikeouts, 19 earned runs, 21 walks. Strike called, 1-1. 1-1. Fouled over the screen, 1-2. Hit to center field. Tracked down by Natalie Clemens. The sacrifice fly scores the first run of the game. It's 1-0 Heat. Routine play towards right center field. That will bring up today's second baseman, Cheyenne Simicak. Starting off with a fastball in the live action. Missing the plate. Seen the replay plenty of time on the sacrifice. Watch that time for a ball, 2-0. Simicak had a ground out for an RBI and a base hit earlier today. Solid contact to left field. Tracked down by the shortstop. That ends the inning. 1 hit, 1 run, no errors. And after the top of the inning, the Heat lead by 1 as we head to the bottom half.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Welcome back to Windsor, Ontario for more coverage of the CCSA Softball National Championship. Justin Prince with you here on We Digital. So we get to the bottom of the first inning. As mentioned in the top of the frame, Taylor Rosler will be on the rubber for this respective matchup. Leading things up for this respective game for the Durham Lords. It's a game of back-to-back. Will be Natalie Clemens in center field, followed by the catcher and Grace Hearns. Then in left field, this respective matchup will be Jocelyn Shelton. First three up at the plate, followed by the DP, Sydney Reddick. Right fielder in this matchup, Abby Suffel next. This one's fouled away for the first strike. At shortstop, and in sixth in the lineup for today's matchup will be Easton. Riley Easton. First baseman is Hannah Oak. Third baseman for this respective matchup is Mackenzie Williamson. Second baseman in the lineup will be Adrienne Poulin. And the pitcher is the Flax, Glendenning. Fouled away for the second strike, 0-2. 0-2 is the count. The 0-2 getting a piece of that one, foul to the screen, stays 0-2. Durham Lords looking for more offense than their last game against St. Clair. Just one hit, 2 errors for the Durham Lords in that one. 0-2 down to the turf, 1-2. So 1-2 down below the knees again, 2-2. Taking plenty of time. Rosler's 2-2, dribble to short. Play by Lawrence to first, not in time. It's an infield single. And Lawrence trying to make the play from short, but not able to get it in time to the flex for today's matchup, the first baseman, Chelsea Mosher. That brings up Grace Hearns. Hearns trying to go for a bunt. Called a strike. 0-1 the count. Hearns was the only player to get on base with a hit in the last game for Durham. The 0-1. Thought about a bunt again. May have gotten a piece. No. Goes to the backstop regardless. Runner moves up to second. One the count. Clemens now in scoring position in the bottom of the first inning. We're taking our time. 1-1. Trying to pull forward a bunt again. Had to pull it back again on the high pitch. 2-1. Keep in mind, in OCAA play this year, the Durham Lords known for trying to steal bases. They have 43 in the regular season campaign this year. That time lower down, there goes the steal for third, way offline. And Clemens gets to third for a 3-1 count. Clemens moves up another bag Clemens, 6 of those steals to her credit this season, and it appears Clemens being taken from the bag by the trainer. Clemens being brought all the way over to the coaching staff after the slide. See what is decided upon here by the coaching staff very early in this one. Clemens, keep in mind, one of the top hitters for the Durham Lords, a .382 hitter in OCAA play this year. So a whole crowd of coaches now are surrounding Clemens, checking on the left arm. See them trying to make sure of things with that respective arm. Again, Hearns still at the plate. On deck, Shelton. Some of the UBCO players starting to move about a little bit as well during this sequence as you continue to see the discussion. I'd like to take the time to remind you that this game is brought to you in part by Monson Time Express, by Bob Riem Sports, and by Martindale Windows and Doors Incorporated. And it looks like Clemens is now being brought in towards the dugout. In fact, being brought out of the dugout entirely to where one of the medical tables are. No signal yet on who will move into her spot as a pinch runner potentially. You can see Shelton discussing things as well with the opposing catcher in Kello. So a lot of discussion taking place in this midst of a delay. No pinch runner has been positioned in yet in this sequence. Again, for those just tuning in, still in the first inning of this matchup between UBCO and Durham. In the bottom of the inning, specifically right now. UBCO had their one-run score in the previous half inning. And medical team is currently evaluating Clemens behind the dugout. Now a full conference is now broken out between the players from UBCO and from Durham. Looks like a pinch runner has finally been decided upon. And coming in as the pinch runner will be a second-year eligible player from Aurora in Breen Nowinski. So pinch runner now in after the injury situation. On the stolen base from second and third. And a walk either way for Hearns. Runners now at the corners for Shelton. Starting things off with this at-bat down to the turf. Hearns steals a base. Shelton 0 for 3 earlier today. Fastball just gets the inner part of the plate, 1-1. Shelton, a first-year eligible player from Elmer, Ontario, goes to London, originally went to London Christian High. That one bounces around after the strike, 1-2. OCA play a .338 hitter. That one misses for a ball, 2-2. The 2-2. Up high on the rise ball, 3-2. 3-2 is the count. Reddick on deck. This one foul to the top of the screen, stays 3-2. It's 3-2, squeaks underneath Simonak. Simonak not able to make the play, and a run comes in to score. And it's tied up at 1 as a result of the error. So the Durham Lords are on the board in this tournament, as that brings up the pitcher from the last game, Reddick. Starting things off with a 1-0 count. Again, 1-0. Down to the turf, throw back to first. Called safe. 2-0. Two and 0 the count. Down to the turf, 3-0. That one just in for the strike. 3-1. Durham ahead on the board, 2-1. Reddick fouls that one away. Full count, 3-2. Shelton at first, but that error had 2 runs brought in just moments ago. Now back to the screen again, stays 3-2. Reddick fouls it to the screen again. This time down the line, 3-2 still. And Reddick has walked aboard, the second walk of the inning already. That will bring up Abby Suffel. Abby Suffel in regular season play hitting .317 this year. Going for the bunt. And bunted to the screen for the strike. 0-1. Abby Suffel in her second year with the program from Whitby. This time, bunted foul again. Second strike, 0-2. The 0-2 Suffle fouls it away. Over the screen, and it stays 0-2. Keep in mind the Durham Lawrence, the defending OCAA champions. Take out the defending national champions here. Played by Mosher at first. First out, runners both in scoring position now. So 3 unassisted. Courts the first out of the inning. That brings up Riley Easton. Down on the turf to start this count, 1-0. Easton also having a solid regular season in OCAA play, 328 on the season. Foul down to the screen again, 1-1. Fastball inside. That one missing the plate, 2-1. 2-1. Falls out of the zone this time. Off speed, 3-2. Lennox at second. Shelton at third. And the bases are loaded with a walk this time for Easton. Huge opportunity for Hannah Oak, the second-year player from Brooklyn. The conference taking place now on the rubber. Things starting to spiral for Taylor Rozier, or Rosler, should say. And it looks like they will take her out of the game. Yes. So a change. They have moved in shortstop Cheyenne Lawrence onto the rubber. Lawrence, the shortstop, coming in throughout the entire day, will now be dependent upon to try and break up this rally. Durham has built up here in this bottom of the first inning, just 1 out recorded, 2 runs already scored in the inning. A chance to blow this game wide open with 1 swing of the bat now for Durham. Kel Muir has been brought into the game as well, it appears, as part of the changes being made in the infield with the shuffling. Muir has been moved to second. Simicak has been moved to the shortstop slot. As Oak gets ready. Oak fouls it away to start. 0-1. Oak this season hitting .315 in OCAA play. That's 17 for 54. 4 doubles, 12 RBIs. Off speed, Hits the top of the zone, 0-2. Quickly working the 0-2, trying to get the outside corner, missed it, 1-2. Bases loaded, one out. Oak straight to third. And everybody's safe on the bags. A 5 unassisted. And that may silence the rally just a bit. Play made that time by Madison Rosler. So that will bring up the third baseman for this respective matchup, Mackenzie Williamson. 0-1 the count. Williamson, not the strongest of seasons in the OCA at the plate. A 240 hitter. Up over the letters, 1-1. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. The Durham Lords up 2-1 over UBCO. Towards right center field. And both the outfielders run into each other. Hall X and Wright run into each other. And 2 runs come in to score. You don't see that every day, especially in the National Championship tournament. But both outfielders call for it. Hall X nearly had it, but gets ran into by Wright. And now, runners at second and third for the 9th batter in the order, the second baseman, Hulen. Watches that one, strike 2. Doing a 190 hitter in the OCAA this season. 4 for 21 with 6 runs scored, 6 RBIs, 4 strikeouts and 3 walks. Wild pitch and another run comes in to score. Runner also moves up to third. And the gap continues to expand. Five runs now for Durham in the inning. Watches that one for strike 3. And the side is retired. But things spiral out of control quickly. The Durham Lords enter the top of the second inning up 5-1. The Heat trail big, entering their top of the second.
Every child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Welcome back to Windsor, Ontario for more coverage of the CCSA Softball National Championship. Judge Prince with you as we enter the top of the second inning. The Durham Lords taking control momentum-wise of this game after a 9-at-bat rally with just 1 hit to their credit. Now, UBCO looks to slow down the scoring onslaught, starting with Caitlin Harmon, who is the designated player. Strike 1 called. She's followed in the lineup by third baseman Madison Rosler. the now pitcher slot. Lawrence, strike 2 called. The left fielder in Burke, Bailey Burke. And we mentioned Hall X. Who's in right field, Brooke Hall X. 1-2 the count of the plate. One, two, called, strike 3 for the first strikeout of the day for Glendinning. Madison Rosler now coming up to the plate next. Starts off with a strike, 0-1. Down below the knees, 1-1. Time watch for the second ball, 2-1. This time hit hard, but fouled, 2-2. Working quick this at bat, foul down the left field line again, 2-2. Couple changes to the outfield, just received note 4. As the ball brought in, amongst the changes, Nowinski has been moved to the outfield. Shelton has moved to center. So that one is foul tipped. Three-two the count. Getting a piece of this one again, but foul just out of the reach of Rosler. Fouled yet again, stays 3-2. Three-two again. This time in fair territory. Tracked down. Nowinski with the catch. That records the second out of the inning. Not too many steps having to be taken there for the second out. That brings up Lawrence. Already 1-0 the count for Lawrence. Lawrence earlier today, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Inside again, 2-0. Just misses, 3-0. On deck is Burke. And 4 straight balls, so the inning gets extended. The runner aboard with 2 outs in the top of the second. Burke swings and misses to start this at-bat. 0-1 the count. Burke 1 for 3 earlier with a single for the Heat. to right field. A leaping play made by Suffel. And the side is retired. After an inning and a half of play, 5-1 still to score. Durham holding on to the advantage to the bottom of the second.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Local for At the Rubber as the Heat try and settle down for said rubber. Lawrence trying to hold things at bay. 5-1 the advantage here on We Did It All for the Durham Lords. So we head to the top of the lineup card for a second time already. Letting things off with the bunt attempt. That is Nowinski. Quickly tracked down for the first out. Pop up to the third baseman. Quickly end the first at bat for today. That brings up Hearns. Hearns watches one. Call it a ball. 1-0. Hearns walked last time up. Hearns over top the letters once more, this time 2-0. The 2-0. Fastball misses, 3-0. 3-0 count. Shelton on deck. And this one up the heart of the plate. Hearns wanted the walk. Instead, she'll get a straight call, 3-1. Working quick, the 3-1. In for a base hit to right field. So Hearns gets aboard once again today. So one out now with a runner aboard here in the bottom of the second inning. Out of the plate, Shelton. Shelton last time had 2 runs come in via error. Stolen base, the runner goes to second. Hearns is safe. So a runner now in scoring position. 1-0 the count of the plate. Swing and a miss, 1-1. One, smack to third. Roser with the catch to throw back to second, called safe. Just like that, 2 outs in the inning. Roser keeping busy as that brings up Reddick. Reddick last time, a triple. Starts off with a foul ball just under the coach's leg, 0-1. Speaking of coaches, the Durham Lords, led by Jamie Baker, has led his program to multiple OCAA titles and medals since 2013. That one bounces in the turf, 1-1. Durham, one of the strongest programs in the history of the OCAA in softball. Reddick to center field, tracked down by Wright. The side is retired. After 2 innings of play, the Durham Lords lead by 4. You're watching We Digital for coverage of the CCSA Softball National Championship.
What can milk do? Well, it can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee creamy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
No. I never smoked any. Sure, I smoked a bit. But it was more your mom who was into it. Pot grows naturally, but it won't help you grow as a person.
Talking cannabis with your teen can be learned. Download our free brochure.
You know what? Poison ivy grows naturally, but it's not good for you, is it?
Find the answers you need at drugfreekidscanada.org.
Look over at the scoreboard as the Durham Lords have a 5-1 advantage over UBCO entering the top of the 3rd inning. The offenses have been going off in many of these games today. Starting things up high and nearly plucking in. It's the at-bat appearance now for Michaela Muir. This was originally the slot for Hall X. Throw over to first. Meanwhile, when the grounder bounces, safe. So runner is aboard as a result of the mistake. And an error is called on that one. To the top of the lineup. Casey Wright dribbles it. Throw to first, called safe for an infield single. Look over the play, having a jab at that one for a moment. Still over to make the play. Be safe. Up at the plate now, after the foul ball, it's Kello. Kello grounded out last time up. Watches that one. Runners thought about advancing. Instead, it's a ball, 1-1. Runners at first and second. Nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Glad to have you with us on WeDigital.ca. Down in the turf, nearly 2-1. It's one of 2 matchups currently in progress here at the Sports Park. Calgary, Ottawa currently tied at 4 in the top of the 6th inning. Kell taking the time. Up high, 3-1. Working quick, the 3-1. Trying to go for a bunt. Missed it, however. Strike 2. On deck, the pitcher, Taylor Rosler. Hit past the pitcher into the outfield. And the bases are loaded with an infield single, rather a shallow center field single. And a big chance for Rosler to bring in some runs here. This has already triggered a conference up on the rubber. Plenty of discussions throughout this game today, to say the least. Get an eventful one. Glendenning now 37 pitches as a result of that hit. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, just 1 earned run allowed so far. A chance for that to explode here. Rosler sacrifice fly last time up. To right center field. Suffel tries to track it down, too far out, extra bases. 2-run score, a third comes in to join. It's an RBI triple. And it clears the bases from Rosler. UBCO right back in it. One going nearly 280 feet before the bounce. But Simicak now comes up in more trouble. Popped up at the plate. So a pop-up in live action gets the first out of the inning. That brings up Harmon. Harmon starts off with a strike, 0-1. Up high, 1-1. This time getting a piece of it, but hit directly to third baseman Williamson for the out. Two away. Madison Rosler now coming up. Madison Rosler to center. Played this time by Shelton, and the side is retired. But UBCO is right back in it. 3 runs brought in on an RBI triple. They trail by 1 here on We Digital.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Welcome back to Windsor, Ontario for more coverage of the CCSA Softball National Championship. Coverage brought to you in part by Monton Time Express Incorporated, by Bob Williams Sports, and by Martindale Windows and Doors Incorporated. Underway for the bottom of the third inning, Abby Seffel up to the plate. Last time a 3 unassisted for what was the first out of the first inning. Watched outside, 2-0. Easton and Oak fall next to the lineup card. Tight inside, 3-0. 3-0, misses. And Suffle is aboard with a walk. That brings up Riley Easton. Easton walked last time up. Starting off with a foul tip, 0-1. The 0-1 swing and a miss. 0-2, but the runner tries to go to second. Called safe. So Suffle steals a base. Throw offline that time to Simicak. The 0-2 fouled away. And time called. Easton looking to regroup. 0-2 the count. Time in for strike three. Just the second strikeout for the lineup for Durham today. That brings up Oak. Starts off with one, called at the knees for the strike, 0-1. Oak earlier, 5 unassisted. Back to the screen, 0-2. The 0-2. Tight upstairs, missing 1-2. Lawrence getting to work, trying to aim for the bottom corner, misses that one, 2-2. 2-2. Tight to the bottom corner, missing it. 3-2. Williamson on deck. Out to center field for a base hit. One given the stop sign. Meanwhile, they'll throw to second in time for the out. So a hit credited, but an out picked up. No runs come in to score on the play. Back to center field and bobbled for the catch. Held on to for the out still. And a bobbler of a play retires the side. Muir with the catch, 5-4 the score.
Every child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's swim team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's swim team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Welcome back to Windsor as we have now started the top of the fourth inning. Lawrence up at the plate, followed by Burke and Neer. This part of the lineup card. 1-1 the count up at the plate. As Glendenning continues to truck along. 1-1. Reaching at it. Played to Poulin. Poulin can't hold on to it. One gets aboard. So a runner aboard with an error. That brings up Burke. Burke gets contact on it on the bunt. The throw to first is offline. Thrown into the infield, and the runners advance to second and third. Back-to-back errors. And UBCO with a chance to take the lead with a strong hit. See just how much time they had to take there. Muir now up to the plate. This lot last time also reached via error. The error count ballooning for Durham. To the backstop. No time for the runners to advance, however. 1-1. Infield tucked in. Swing and a miss. Strike two. 1-2. Fouled out to the parking lot. It misses all the cars and tries to find a second chance as a tennis ball. Still 1-2. And a swing and a miss for strike three. First out of the inning. That brings up Wright. Wright so far 2 for 2 in this game. She picked up a leadership award for UBCO's program in the postseason earlier this month. Strike one. Watches one miss the outside part of the plate, 1-1. Cool brisk day. Building up here. Right to short. Tracked down by Easton. For the second out. Easton saying it is all hers there. That brings up Kello. Starting off speed nearly to the backstop for a moment. 1-0. Kello so far 1 for 2. A single last time up. Kello swings and misses at a fastball. 1-1. Both pitchers at this point working extremely quick. 1-1. To Easton. Throw over to Oak at first for the out, and the side is retired. Couple runners left on, a chance to tie it up. Goes for naught. 5-4 Durham, heading to the bottom fourth on We Did It All.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Welcome back to the St. Clair Sports Park. Plenty of sports have been taking place here throughout the past week. Football, soccer, softball, on some of the sports taking place just in the past few days. But of course, the main focal point this weekend approaching Thanksgiving is the Softball National Championship, who will be able to have a very nice Thanksgiving to be able to celebrate a championship with as well. At that same time, we'll have to see. Bullen coming up to the plate, followed by Drolensky and Hearns. Lawrence currently credited with 18 pitches so far since moving to the rubber earlier on in the first inning. Starting off the bunt, Bullen throw to first in time for the first out. Durham continuing to try and utilize their speed. They've only been caught stealing 4 times in OCAA play, mind you. But the bunt's not working every time. Meanwhile, over the plate, Nowinski. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Last time up for Nowinski. A pop-up to the third baseman in foul territory. The 0-2 reaching out, it misses. Strike 3. Two straight outs picked up in the inning. And that brings up Hearns. Starts off missing. Just a bit outside. 1-0. Hearns 1 for 1 today with a walk. When you credit that walk in, the stolen base also. Up the middle for a base hit. Make it 2 hits. So the inning continues now. Now bring up Shelton after the acrobatics from Lawrence. Shelton last time a 5 unassisted. Starts off with a fastball up towards the middle, 0-1. Shelton amongst the first-year players for this Durham squad. The 0-1 leads to a stolen base. 0-2 the count. The 0-2 up high, misses. 1-2. One-two running to right field. Tracked down for the catch. And the side is retired. Heading to the top of the 5th inning. Still 1-run game from St. Clair College and its Sports Park in Windsor, Ontario. More after this.
What can milk do? Well, It can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee creamy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
No. No. I never smoked any. Sure, I smoked a bit. But it was more your mom who was into it. Pot grows naturally, but it won't help you grow as a person.
Talking cannabis with your teen can be learned. Download our free brochure.
You know what? Poison ivy grows naturally, but it's not good for you, is it?
Find the answers you need at drugfreekidscanada.org.
Look at how the wind is currently circulating. That is towards the right field foul pole. Seen from an angle down the first baseline here at St. Clair Sports Park. See that right there, middle of your screen. So we enter the top of the fifth inning. Taylor, Rosler, Simonkak, and Harmon lead things off here, starting off with a ball 1-0. But Denning still working in this game. At 61 pitches entering the at-bat, 3 earned runs, 2 strikeouts and a walk. And a foul ball to the roof. The ball has found its way into the press box. And it appears to have hit a staff member. 1-1, make it 1-2. Staff member appears to be okay in the press box. 1-2, misses 2-2. The 2-2. Up the middle for a base hit. And a runner is aboard with a leadoff hit. Taylor Rosler. Spikak now next to the plate. As a result of the solid contact. Spikak playing shortstop since changes earlier. Goes for a bunt to the screen and to the bricks. 0-1. Keeping on the base paths, already crowded at that end, fouled away for a second strike. 0-2. To the count. Score update from Acumen Stadium. Calgary leading 8-4 over Ottawa after a late game rally. And taking place in Pool B for this tourney. Missing, meanwhile, is the ball. 1-2. Make it 2-2. Misses yet again. 3 straight balls now. 3-2. Harmon on deck. And that one drops down into the turf for a walk. 2 runners aboard. And another chance for the Heat to try and turn up the pressure. Harmon so far 0 for 2 today. Looking to turn things around with this at bat. Trying to go for a bunt, trying to run up the ball. Still went above her head nearly, 1-0. Was able to pull it back in time, despite running out of the box. This time had to back off of it. Inside 2-0. Up high yet again, right next to the face, 3-0. Madison Rosler on deck. Keep in mind, Glendenning at 72 pitches right now. And it looks like Durham is taking a look at their lineup card with a discussion with the umpire. They are taking the chance to make a change, but it's not at pitcher yet. They've moved Reddick over to first base. So Reddick is no longer in the DP slot. Keep that in mind as the strike called 3-1. Reddick struggled against St. Clair earlier, but is a pitching option. The bunt attempt called strike 2 as a result of the foul. That one up the heart of the plate for the strike. Struck out looking. Still 2 runners aboard now for Rosler. Madison Rosler. Corners tucked in tight. Fouled up to the press box. Some of the staff members were sent running, but it didn't land in the box. 0-1. The 0-1 watches it too low. 1-1. 1-1 the count. The umpire again has ruled the 1-1. Make it 2-1. Two and 1 is the count. The 2-1 up high on the rise ball. 3-1. Lawrence on deck. The hitters count the 3-1 with 2 aboard. And the bases are loaded with the second walk of the inning. That brings up Lawrence, who has reached via walk and error. No hits, however, today. Starting things off. First pitch down towards the bottom of the zone. Quickly working towards the zone for the strike. 0-2 the count. The 0-2 down on the turf, 1-2. UBCO has been close to breaking through to tie, if not lead this game a couple times. They trail by as much as 4. Rise ball misses 2-2. Lawrence went 0 for 4, mind you, against the University of Toronto earlier today as well. Chopped up past the shortstop. To the outfield it goes. One run scores, a second comes in, a third runner advances, the third runner's at the corners. UBCO takes their first lead of the game. It's now 6-5. A big base hit. After being close the past couple innings, the Heat finally able to execute to bring in the run. That brings up Burke. Still with one out in the inning. Burke swings at one inside, misses as a runner moves up and steals a base to go to second. Runners at second and third. One out. 6-5 the score. Now we'll watch that time. The next pitch up high, does get in the zone this time for a second strike. 1-2. 1-2 fastball. Misses that time at the top part of the plate. 2-2. Defending national champions looking for their second win of the tourney. Popping it up. Up into the grandstands. Stays 2-2. Now, you may have noticed there was a commotion in the press box again. The fan that was hit by the last softball that went in the press box nearly went out the door and nearly got hit by another ball. When it rains, it pours. 3-2. Full count, 3-2. And that one is a walk. So the bases are loaded again. Kayla Muir now up to the plate. And it looks like a change is coming, and this is an intriguing change. Reddick struggled earlier against St. Clair. See if that will be the way they go. They are ending Glendenning's run. Here they will bring Oak in fact. Tonight's coverage brought to you apart by Mont On Time Express, Bob Rayam Sports, and by Martindale Windows and Doors. So a pitching change being brought in, and Oak is back in. Originally being at first base. Glendenning's night has come to a close. It's the second appearance for Oak on the night, which still raises that intriguing part of the question. 4 1/3 innings of work for Glendenning, 5 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, and 4 walks. 3 of those walks came this inning. Mind you, just 10 combined hits by these two teams in this one as well. So a lot of the execution for runs today has come down to errors, walks, and getting runners on base in the first place. Muir has a chance to blow this game wide open in the top of the 5th inning. Bases loaded, 1 out still. Last time up, Muir had struck out. All set for the first pitch for Oak's second game of the day. Starts with a strike, 0-1. And the swing and miss, 0-2, working aggressive up at the plate. Keep in mind, Oak earlier today had 2 1/3 innings of work and 2 strikeouts in relief in a 7-inning game. Misses that time, 1-2. Shuffling in the box. 1-2. Rice up too high. 2-2. New softball brought in for the next pitch. 2-2 the count. Bases loaded. 1 out in the top of the 5th inning here on We Did It All. That one misses. Full count, 3-2. And Wright is on deck to add to the offensive production. The payoff pitch. Walks in a run. 7-5 the score. UBCO has taken all of the momentum Durham started off with. Right now looks to try and extend things with the bat. 2 singles earlier today in this game. 0-1. Last time, though, popped up. The 0-1 to left center. Tracked down by Easton. And back-to-back plays to Easton, the shortstop, from Wright's bat. That brings up Kello. Kello, 1 for 3 in this game. Rise ball misses to start, 1-0. Popped up. To the press box it goes again. This time it stays on the roof. Another 3 members of the staff were sent running in the press box. 1-1 is the count. That one in for a base hit. Cowell extends it to second. A run comes in. It's now 9-5. UBCO has hit their way through the order. 5 runs this inning, 2 score on the play. And the dance party breaks out in the dugout. The advantage now up to 4 runs. As we start back to Taylor Rosler again. Rosler fouls it away to start. 0-1. Rosler started off this inning with a single. Heading about 20 minutes now. This one grounded to third. Throw over to first. And the side is retired. But the Heat, they light the scoreboard ablaze. It's 9-5. 5 runs in the inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th right after these messages. You're watching the CCSA Softball National Championship.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Welcome back to Windsor, where things have changed in a different direction for UBCO. They started off early on in this one trailing by as much as 4 runs. They now lead by 4 runs. Entering the bottom of the 5th inning. Justin Prince with you as we head to the bottom of the frame. See how Durham responds. Reddick, Suffolk, Easton in order will begin this bottom of the 5th inning for Durham. Starting things off is Reddick, watching one inside for a ball, 1-0. The lights starting to get a bit brighter each at bat. As that one goes outside 2-0. The clouds really settling over the ballpark as the afternoon turns to full-on evening. 2-0, make it 2-1. Watches that one to the turf, 3-1. 3-1 the count. And up high for a walk. That brings up Suffolk. Suffolk last time up walked. Also picked up a stolen base. Now has a base runner to work with for the first time since the 1st inning. Strike 1 called. And right on cue, the lights have indeed gotten brighter by the at-bat with the press of a button. The 0-1 misses outside. 1-1. One clips the plate, 1-2. The 1-2 reaching at that one, knocked up to the meshing, stays 1-2. All set for the 1-2. Misses 2-2. Two reaching at that one. Sails up into the fencing again. Stays 2-2. Working up the tempo, staying 2-2 yet again. This time, in fair territory, bobbles all the way for the force. So a 3 unassisted. See how it goes in the scoring book. But in the actuality, the ball squirted out and landed on the bag before the pickup. Off the plate, Easton. Easton called for strike 1. The wind starting to swirl. Easton swirls it over the shortstop's head. Play over to third. Not in time. Runners now at the corners. Throws zone to the contact. Still discussion on how this will be scored. Semikak bouncing off of her. Error situation. Up at the plate now is Oak. Oak, currently the pitcher in this game now. Last time up, reached base but then got called out. Swings at a hearty cut, 1-1. Temperatures also starting to plummet. Highest they've been throughout the day is about 12 degrees Celsius. Up high, 2-1. The throw back to first, called safe. We're going to work ahead, 2-1. Make it a hitter's count, 3-1. 3-1 for Oak. With Williamson on deck. Oak to the sky. And foul. That may have found its way into somebody's car. No, the children kept it away from the cars in time. Full count, 3-2. Oak in for a base hit. An RBI single for Oak. And Durham showing some life now. Their first run since the first inning. As that will bring up Williamson. Williamson, lined out last time, has also reached via error today. This one in for a base hit. 2 straight singles, and now runners are at first and second with 1 out. And now a conference up on the rubber with Michelle Webster. Things have taken a spiral throughout this inning. And it looks like Lawrence may stay in here. Lawrence, 2 innings of work so far, 2 strikeouts and a walk, but an earned run now and nearly 50 pitches. She'll be facing the bottom of the lineup here. Bullen, the 9th hitter. Starts off in the turf. 1-0. Bang offensive inning as a whole. 6 runs combined this inning. That one fouled off the camera operators for a 1-1. Some of the photographers in attendance trying to take the stills throughout the action. That one bouncing off their camera. The 1-1 to right field and tracked down for the catch. Throw back in the infield and trouble in the base paths. Oak advanced and still gets back safely to second. Runners at second, third, and first now. A bit of miscombobulation with the bases loaded here. Oak thought the run would advance. It did not. But does get called safe. There was no tag there. The bases are loaded. still with 2 outs now. The game-leading run is at the plate. Kylie Schofield looking to try and break through here. This in the slot for Nowinski. First pitch, just got a tip of it. 0-1. (9-6) the score. The 0-1 into the turf. 1-1. The 1-1 from Lawrence. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Schofield looking for solid contact here. The 1-2. Gets soft contact to short. The throw off the line. The bases are still loaded. It's an infield single. And it's now a 2-run lead. Zemekak brought the throw to first off the line from Mosher. That brings up Grace Hearns. Hearns, 2 singles in this game. Watches that one for the first ball, 1-0. Outside again to a hitter's count, 2-0. For those just tuning in, for this inning, 5 runs were scored by UBCO to take the first lead of the game in the top half of the inning. Durham looking for the response back at the bottom. 3-0 the count for Hearns. The 3-0. Walks in a run. And Durham has nearly clawed their way back. It's 9-8. And that's the night for Lawrence. Muir, who was brought in earlier, play at second, has now been brought into the mound, into the rubber. Muir started off the day throwing. And now becomes the dependent upon resource to try and hold on to this slim advantage. It was 7 innings of work, remember, with 7 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, earlier 7 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Tonight's coverage brought to you in part by Mott's On Time Express, Bob Ream Sports, and Martindale Windows and Doors. And boy, oh boy, have the windows been opening, closing, doors slamming, doors being slammed back open. It has gone back and forth throughout much of this 5th inning scoring-wise. It took some time for UBCO to take their first lead after their 3rd inning rally with 3 runs rather, than the 5 runs in the 5th. But now Durham has responded with 3 runs in the bottom of their 5th. 2 outs still. Up at the plate is Shelton, starting off with a strike, 0-1. Shelton flew out last time to end the 4th inning. That one called at the bottom of the corner for strike 2. The 0-2. Just got a piece of it to extend the count. Stays 0-2. The 0-2 once again from Muir. Too low this time, 1-2. The 1-2. Chopped off the third baseman's glove. Play at third gets the force. Fielder's choice retires the side. 3 runs come in to score in the bottom half of the inning, 9-8 in a barn burner in Windsor.
Every child should learn how to swim for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's swim team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's swim team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Welcome back to the ballpark, where we enter the top of the 6th inning. 9-8 Heat over the Lords. Several comeback attempts in this one, several back and forth pendulum swings. The question mark's going to be, which team comes away with the victory at this point? Oak is still on the rubber and looking to keep things at bay for the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Simicac, Harmon, and Madison Rosler. High fives all about as who will be able to be riding high after this one. We'll have to see. It's going to be a pivotal game to determine how the rest of the pool goes. Starting things off speed missing to the backstop, 1-0. Simicac, so far today, 2 pop-ups and a walk. That one, swinging it in the turf. Sorry, BC, hometown player. Now with a 1-1 count. One. To right center and in for extra bases. Simicac with their best hit of the game extends it to a triple, a leadoff triple to begin the top of the 6th. And that one out-racing the outfielder. Schofield not able to get to it there. The scramble from them and Shelton leads to a runner in scoring position for Harmon. Harmon 0 for 3 today. Struck out twice. Watches that one for the first strike of the count, 1-1. 1-1, quickly to the backstop. The runner advances home and scores. And with that, it's now 10-8. 2-1, the count at the plate. Down to the turf, 3-1. Running to the 3-1. Over to Williamson. Throw over to first, played by Reddick to pick up the out. However, UBCO with a 2-run cushion now with one out for Madison Rosler. First starts off watching one in for the strike. Off speed, 0-1. Madison Rosler still looking for a first hit, 2 flyouts and a walk today. The 0-1 over top Oak's head to the outfield. It goes for a base hit. And the Heat continuing their hitting prowess in the later stages of this one. Runner is aboard now for Lawrence. Lawrence starts off with one towards the knees inside the zone. Off speed though, 0-1. The 0-1 off speed, still in on the outside part of the plate though. Solid location, 0-2. Madison Rosler at first. 1 out. Top of the 6th. Fastball missing that time, 1-2. Reaching at it down the line, but called foul. One and two, still the count. The 1-2. Tries to frame it to a strike. It doesn't fit in the picture frame, however. It's 2-2. Running at the 2-2. Tight inside. Got him. Strike 3. The strikeout picks up the second out of the inning. As that brings up Burke. Burke last time walked in the last inning. Starts off outside, 1-0. The 1-0, trying to hit the top of the zone. It's worked a few times. As of late, this time, no. 2-0. Hitters count here. Green light come in. No. It stays red. 3-0. You're on deck. And called strike 1. Three and 1 this time towards the heart of the plate. 3-2, a full count. Good bounce back from Oak. This one fouled to the top of the screen. Full count still, 3-2. Three-two again. Down the right field line and foul. As that just avoids 2 cars. And the children are sent scrambling. This time, hit down the line, but caught. And the sign is retired. A run comes in to score, though, in this frame. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 10-8 here on We Did It All.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario for more coverage of the CCSA Softball National Championship. The Heat lead 10-8 over the Lords. Start things off in the bottom of the inning now with Reddick. Reddick looking to try and build momentum from the previous offensive inning. The answer is no. Just getting a piece of it on the pop-up. Madison and Rosler just about dropped that one. Able to just hold on to it, and she knew how big that out was. Suffle to the plate. Easton on deck as that starts with a ball, 1-0. Running for the 1-0, hard contact to right field, over the head of the fielder. Trying to scramble after it. Burke tries to get it thrown in, off to third. And a stand-up triple for Suffle. Burke not able to track it down on the run. Had to go all the way to the fence. And the game-tying run is now up at the plate. Easton watches a strike to start this count, 0-1. The 0-1 to the shortstop. Thrown home, not in time, and the run comes in to score. A 10-9 ball game on the fielder's choice. Boy, how has this game taken a roller coaster effect. Now, Oak, the game-winning, leading run up at the plate, starts with a strike, 0-1. Oak fouls it down the line. And off the screen, 0-2. Huge chance here. 0-2. Just outside, 1-2. Runner at first. 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning. 10-9 the score. Oak gets underneath it. Popped up and out of play. 1-2 still the count. All set for the 1-2. Oak fouls it away. That's been one of the positives for Oak throughout the campaign for OCAA play is being able to battle out the plate. One, two yet again. This time watches a ball, 2-2. Some of the fans on pins and needles in the grandstands. The 2-2. Oak got her looking. And that is a big strike and a big out, number 2. That brings up Mackenzie Williamson, the second-year player from Brooklyn. Watches one. Just missed the zone. 1-0 to start this count. Easton at first. Game-tied run on the base pass. The game-leading run at the plate. That time missing. 2-0. The 2-0. Swings that one up high. A throw over to first. Called safe. 2-1. Taking her time. The 2-1. Fouled away. 2-2. Two chance for Williamson. 2 outs. Runner at first. This one popped in foul into fair territory for the catch. The side is retired. UBCO holds on to a slim lead. It's 10-9 entering the top of the 7th. Can they add some insurance? Let's see in the top of the frame coming up in a moment.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Welcome back to the barn burner that has built its way into the St. Clair Sports Park in Windsor, Ontario. Possible major implications for the table in the first pool, depending on how this plays out in the 7th. Up at the plate, leading things off is Muir. Then it's Wright and Kello. 0-1 the count. 0-2. (10-9) the advantage currently for the Heat over the Lords. Score is flickered back and forth all night, though, especially in the past 2 innings. 1-2 the count for Muir. Last time Muir was up at the plate, a walk. 2-2. 2-2 from Oak. Dribble to Oak. Throw to Reddick, good. And a 1-3 ground out starts off the inning to bring up right. Casey Wright has popped up twice in a row to the shortstop. Starts off with trying to go about a swing. Doesn't go around, though. 1-0. Thought about going around again. Again, way high. 2-0. The 2-0. This time lower down, this time in the zone, 2-1. All set for the 2-1 Oak. Frames it up high, into the frame it goes, 2-2. Working forward, the 2-2. Getting a piece of it for the tip. Right. Call it out at first for the second out. Let's take a look at the replay. A 5-3 ground out. How close? Well, that may have needed a couple thousand different millisecond looks. It was that tight. Up at the plate, Kello. Kello retires the side with a hit to center. With that, the Durham Lords look to try and respond back and look to walk it off. To the bottom of the seventh we go. You're watching We Did It All.
Every child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Welcome back to Windsor as we enter the bottom of the seventh inning in a barn burner. 10-9. The advantage currently being held by UBCO. Durham looking for a chance to flip the score into the direction seen there. It will take some work, though. How will this play out is the huge question mark. Muir getting all set in the rubber. Bullen will lead things off for this inning. Then Schofield, Hearns. Starting things off with a bunt all the way to the top of the screen for a strike, 0-1. Bowen so far has struggled much of the day. Ground out a strikeout earlier. The 0-1, 1-1. The 1-1. In for strike two. Looking to set up quick. The 1-2. Fouled short, the diving play, not able to get to it is Kello. And that will stay 1-2. One, two again from Muir. This time gets him for strike 3. Bowen strikes out for second time today. That will bring up the top of the lineup, Schofield. Schofield, last time up, single to board. Starts off off speed missing, 1-0. Schofield, a second-year player from Oshawa, looking for a huge chance here. A .346 hitter in the regular season, 9 for 26. Watch for a second ball, 2-0. The 2-0. Swing and miss on one outside, 2-1. Looking to settle in, 2-1. The bat goes flying. The throw from third flies to first for the second out. And a bang play to be able to get the quick throw. But now Durham is down to their final out. And they all come down to Hearns. Hearns has hit 2 home runs this year. Watches strike 1 though. Hearns has singled a couple times, walked a couple times. Foul to Acumen Stadium. And Hearns is down to their final strike. Pitchers count 0-2. Outside 1-2. The throwaway pitch sets up a 1-2 situation. Top of the 7th, 2 outs for Hearns. The tying run at the plate. Outside again, 2-2. Hearns waits for the 2-2 to right field, down the line, in for extra bases. Hearns gets aboard with a double, having a stretch at the base to make sure, and the game is extended, and a big chance with Shelton up at the plate, the tying run aboard. Shelton has been ice cold this game. That has been the Achilles heel of the heart of the lineup. Fielder's choice last time. Starts off from the turf on the ground ball. 1-0. The outfield flared out. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Fans on their feet or at the edge of their seats. 1-1 from Muir. Up the middle. Base hit. The run called home. The throw of the plate. Called out. And UBCO picks up the victory. And what a throw. And what a way to end it. 10-9 the final, but Durham is appealing. Now the celebration begins. Meanwhile, for the Heat, what a way to end it. 10-9 the final to go to 2-0. Look at this replay. A shallow play from center, and it is out. It comes down to that. But what a way to end day one. 10-9 the final here on Wheat Digital. With that, it's time to say goodbye. We'd like to thank you for tuning in for day one of the CCSA Softball National Championship. More coverage starts at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. Be sure to tune in to see how the pools end here on Wheat Digital.